Hey guys, so the outside looks like it's gonna want to rain pretty soon, so I think I need to fix my element before it gets bad. But today we're gonna try to fix it with just epoxy and try to see if we can find a quick, easy, cheap solution to fix my rusting. So let's give it a shot. So when I was looking at used elements, I realized this was a pretty common problem. You could see there's some rust and some decay on this. So what we're gonna do is we're trying to clean it up a little bit, and we're gonna see if we could fill in those holes with some epoxy. Well, repair the holes with some epoxy. Okay, so judging by some of this marking, some sandings and whatnot, it looks like some attempt was made to tape this up in the past. I think probably just duct tape or something like that. But what we're gonna do today, we're gonna use a nail file, and we're gonna try to smooth it down a little bit first, and then we're gonna try to fix it, fill it all in with some epoxy. I got a little file here. Just try to clear out some of that rust. All right, so I got some JB Weld epoxies, 5-minute epoxy. So I think 5-minute epoxy will work better for this than the leveling one, because you don't want it to start dripping and then not hold its position. You want it to dry up as soon as possible. I'll probably have to do a few layers. And it's gonna be a 50-50 mixture. Do the best you can of getting a 50-50. And then mix it up really good. If you don't mix it up good, it will not bond well. So my experience with epoxy is, mixing epoxy, whenever you think you have it mixed well enough, you don't. Mix it a little bit more. You know, the epoxy that gets on your stick, you got to get that down so that you can mix that too. Just make sure it's just mixed super well. Did I mention you have to mix it super well? All right, let's give that a shot. Okay. You want to do the best you can to fill up those holes. And most likely, you're going to have to put on multiple applications because it's going to drip out. Take out leaves. Because gravity is going to make the epoxy want to sink, of course, right? So you probably have to do a few layers to get it to cover. So I'm taking this wooden stick, and I'm trying to like fill in the gaps inside, you know, kind of filling it up. So as it's drying up, you know, you want to take out any excess Okay, because this is 5-minute epoxy, it gets thicker and thicker as you go. So you want to just keep trying to build up that wall. Now the epoxy sets in 5 minutes. It doesn't dry in 5 minutes. Okay, so when I'm picking it up, it's leaving a trail on my solution. That means it's beginning to solidify or get harder. So you got to know what you're working with. So now it's going to be a lot stickier. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to fill in some of those big gaping holes that you might have had. All right. You get to a point where it's no longer even manageable. And then you got to stop. Let it dry and then do the next layer. I'm going to let it dry and then we'll do another layer tomorrow. All right. I waited 24 hours for this thing to dry, and it's plenty dry, of course. Nice protective coating. Let's see. I'm gonna put on another layer to make sure we got all those cracks and crevices. All right, same thing. Let's get on that extra coat. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put in a third layer of epoxy, and this last layer I'm going to use this self-leveling epoxy, so it's a little bit thinner and it'll kind of run into the holes. At least that's my hope, my theory. It will run into some cracks that I might have missed and then fill it up. All right, I definitely should have used the masking tape the first few times, but I learned my lesson. All right. We'll let that dry. All right, there you go. It's done. It's nothing pretty, but it's no uglier than it was before. You could see the old repair job. But if you're looking for a quick, cheap, easy fix to your rusting problem, epoxy might be your solution.